The environment has become...
What we're saying is have a heart.
We've got to be able to regenerate our
There'll
economy.
be people who are kind, people who are cruel, but that's life. You can be bigoted about pigeons. I'm fine with that.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Talk About. Tonight we focus on Bukit Brown, that has captured the imagination of a lot of civil society members in Singapore. Occupying 233 hectares, it began to be inhabited in the early 20th century, in the 1920s. And today it has more than 100,000 graveyards, and it's supposed to be the largest graveyard outside China. Bukit Brown is really a treasure trove of personal stories that weave an intricate historical network that links the overseas Chinese to the region. And many see Bukit Brown as having many important features that should be preserved. But it also has to make way for development and progress. And tonight we're going to examine the various arguments and views on Bukit Brown. With me in the studio, I have Assistant Professor Liew Khiun. He's from the Wee Kim Wee School of Communications of NTU. I also have Dr. Ho Hua Chew of the Singapore Nature Society. And on my left, I have Ms. Erika Lim from SOS Bukit Brown, and Casey Chew, who's the Special Advisor to the International Institute for Strategic Studies. I'm going to leave it to you people to say a little bit about yourself, starting with Professor.
Call me KK. I have been involved in the conservation heritage scene for close to about more than a decade. And I'm also an academic researching on heritage and conservation issues, particularly that on Bukit Brown recently.
I'm Ho Hua Chew, the Vice Chair of the Conservation Committee. I have been involved with the Nature Society for Conservation for over 2 decades or more, since the formulation of Sungai Buloh Conservation Proposal. And I'm still actively involved with the committee to push for conservation of many important areas in Singapore.
Erika.
I'm part of SOS Bukit Brown, which was formed to gather signatures for a petition calling for the government to rethink their plan for a highway through Bukit Brown.
Now you're very young. How did you get interested in conservation?
I don't know if it's conservation, but there was a forum on Bukit Brown, and I think there were about 200 participants, and that's how where I met like-minded people, and just a few of us actually, I think about 4 or 5 of us got together, and started going around trying to gather petitions and helping other groups like the Nature Society and all things Bukit Brown, which isn't represented here today.
Okay. And Casey, tell us
Casey
what
Chew, the position with IISS, the International Institute of Strategic Studies, is my day job. But I'm involved in the Bukit Brown issue in a very loose sort of way with various groups, particularly All Things Bukit Brown. And All Things Bukit Brown is really a loose coalition of friends and supporters to want to increase public awareness about what a wonder Bukit Brown is, the site in terms of heritage, its history, and its and the habitat. So many times people have pointed to me as one of the descendants. So my great-grandfather, Chew Boon Lay, is buried in Bukit Brown. So is my grandfather, Chew Hock Seng.
Jalan Boon Lay, Chew Boon Lay?
The Jalan Boon Lay, Chew Boon Lay.
All right.
Not my grandfather's road, my great-grandfather's road.
And the MRT station.
Okay. Now that you mentioned Boon Lay, I think there are other significant graves in Bukit Brown. If I can mention just a few, there's Lim Chong Pang's grave of Chong Pang Village, Gan Eng Seng School. There's Ang Sia Im of Sia Im Road, Chew Boon Lay. And there's Chiang Hong Lim of Hong Lim Square, Chu Ju Chet from Ju Chet Road. These places were named after them. And I think this is one of the reasons why people consider Bukit Brown very important. But I think Bukit Brown has other aspects, like its cachet of nature species and other things which we will discuss as well.